Kia ora noi te iwi. What's happening? We back, baby. Nau mai hoki mai ki tēnei punua pāpaho. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the podcast. Gosh, it's been a minute. With your first time into training, you're a fitness enthusiast, you're a beginner personal trainer, or you're an aspiring gym owner, this is your step-by-step guide to starting fitness. That's push. It's been a minute. Oh man, it's good to be back. I know I can't even remember how long it's been. I'd say it's been nearly close to 3 months, or a couple of months at least. But yeah, I've been busy. I've had a lot on my plate at the moment lately. Or not a lot, just a big change, big lifestyle change in the last 7 weeks. So if you don't know, yeah, so me and my partner had our first baby. So first time dad. So that's where I've been giving all to my family, my whānau, and now we're back. We're back with a vengeance, and we're back with a nice big ass moustache. So I thought, now that you're a father, now you can rock the mo. What do you reckon? If you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know who's going to be watching this, but anyway, what do you think? The moustache, is it a yay or a nay? Anyway, I'm rocking it. I'm rocking that dad look. So bring the mustache back. Anyway, what's been good? So yeah, my partner, we had a baby boy, little Isaac, and it's the best feeling, best 7 weeks of my life, watching him grow and just being a dad. It's unreal. It's an unreal feeling, and like, even now I still buzz out that me and Sam have got a little human that we have to look after. Like the other day I was getting him changed, and I always catch myself thinking, shit, this is our son, this is my son. And it just buzzes me out, just how I've got a whole new perspective. And I remember people saying this a lot, that it changes you, and having kids, you just have this newfound love, and your whole perspective, your whole worldview changes. But I thought I understood what they meant, but until you have one yourself, you don't really get it. You only get it to a certain extent, and now I fully understand like what these parents that I was speaking to, how they feel. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but now you've got this new responsibility that's just greater than, I don't know, first time parent just thinking that their baby's the best thing in the world, which he's the best thing in the world. But I don't know what it is. I don't think I could love anyone more than I love my partner and my family and all that, but it's a different kind of love, You have your partner love, like you love your wife and your girlfriend or your girlfriend. You have the love for your family, like your mum and your dad and your brothers and sisters and grandparents, and then you just have your love for your kids, and it's undeniable. It's I don't know. So the idea so I've got a whole list of podcast ideas, like podcast episode ideas. I've got in my notes, I've written up all these different ideas, and my plan was I was going to have a podcast on what I was expecting as a father, my expectations as a father. Then I was going to do a podcast on having the baby and the reality of baby. And then I was going to do another one on like a couple of months later, the update of the baby. But because I was a bit slack, I was a bit useless with recording and posting and whatnot, and I was letting myself off too easily and not committing to my word. Because of that, I missed the opportunity of being able to document my journey throughout this journey. But instead, we're going to talk about going to talk about all of that all in one. So what I was expecting as a first-time father, the actual reality of a first-time father, and my plan moving ahead, and how I'm planning, how we're planning, me and Sam, how we're planning on navigating through life with our new addition, with little. Now, one of my biggest concerns with having a newborn, and this was like, I didn't mind I didn't mind the responsibility of looking after someone. I'm from a big family. I've got younger brothers and sisters. I've got loads of cousins and nieces and nephews, and who are really quite young. And as like being part of a Māori family, or people know, or Māori people know this, even Pacific people know this. We have big families, and we look after another like they're our own. So I have younger cousins and younger nieces and nephews that I treat like my younger siblings. And growing up, it was just normal, you looked after one another, you looked after the youngest ones, you fed them, you changed, not really changed, but you fed them, you bathed them, you look after them like they're your own. So that wasn't really too bad for me, that wasn't too scary for me. What was frightening for me was the sleepless nights that everyone goes on about. Everyone talks about how you go through these sleepless nights and you lose sleep, and this is what frightened me the most, to be honest. I wasn't too fussed about your life changing and not being able to go and like going out and having this freedom, and I wasn't too fussed about that, because we'll touch on that in a bit. But yeah, my biggest concern before actually having the baby, and my biggest, like the scariest thing for me was the sleepless nights, because I've heard all the horror stories where parents don't get the best night's sleep, and they turn on each other, and sleep is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. If you don't know your sleep, then you're gonna pay for it in other areas of your life. And with myself, I'm a gun sleeper, so I could sleep anywhere, and when I do sleep, I sleep hard and I sleep well, and sleep has never been an issue for me. So this really scared me, and I always, like, all my mates who are parents and work colleagues who are parents, I would ask for their tips and their tricks on how they used to juggle with it, and some had some good ones and some didn't, and some people said it is what it is, and you're just always tired. So that was probably my biggest scare, and that's like coming into it, I was really like, because I'm hard out into training and being optimal, quote unquote optimal, and living this healthy lifestyle, sleep is one of the most important parts of it. And in my mind, I was thinking, if I'm not sleeping, then I'm not going to be able to train, and training is one of my biggest outlets and my escape from everything. And if I can't train, then I'm going to just go down the slippery slope, and then I'm going to be sad and da-da-da and blah 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 blah. And these are the things that are going on in my head. So that was probably my biggest scare. So now fast forward to baby being here. So he's 7 weeks old now, nearly 2 months. So he's nearly been here for 2 months. Now, was I right to be scared of the sleepless nights? Yes. But then at the same time, actually, I can only answer this from a father's perspective, because I don't take the full brunt of it. Like my partner, and shout out to all the mums out there who take the full brunt. But yeah, my partner Sam, she's a trooper, and she takes on the full brunt of it. She's the one that's, because I'm working, she's the one that's up in the night feeding him, changing him. She's holding down the fort back home, and I managed to get a good night's sleep. Look, it's not 8 to 10 hours, or it's not quote unquote optimal, but I'll get around 6 hours sleep. Sometimes in the night, I'll help her out. I'll give her, if she's sick, or I'll give her a break, or on the weekends I'll give her a break. And look, there are some nights where it's hard and he just doesn't settle, but most nights he's pretty good. I think we've got a good one here. But nah, he's a pretty good sleeper. If he's anything like his old man, which I think he is, he'll be a good sleeper. Well, that's the plan anyway. But yeah, so the sleeps. Now, some nights we have some horrible ones, not horrible, but some nights we have some bad nights, and like the advice I got from some of my mates, you just get through it. You just figure it out. You just get what you can get, and you just get through the day. A scary thing, not a scary thing, but one of the things that took us a while, or took me a while to get over, was you can't look forward to the end of the day and be like, okay, now I can go to sleep and have a nice big sleep. You're waking up in the night. You know you're not having this full night's sleep. But I'm lucky. I have a solid partner who's solid as a rock, and she troops on like a trooper, and yeah, she's up every night with him, and yeah, she's the man. But that sleeps, and now that's just one of my expectations versus reality of having a kid. Now, one other thing I was expecting, I didn't think about babies being that much. I thought I could just, I could wake up early, I just have a bottle with them, feeding them while I'm doing some online work early in the morning, and then when I'm ready to go train, I'll give them to Sam, and then we could go train together. Or, I thought that life was just gonna go to plan all the time, and that we would be able to just take him take him everywhere with us. And this is my expectation. This is how I was thinking. Because I heard a lot of people be like, oh, there goes your freedom, you can't do this, you can't do that. They were giving these negative Nancy comments. But I used to always think, oh fuck it, we'll show you, we're going to do everything with him, which we do, but to a certain extent. I thought our lives was just going to carry on per usual, that we were going to train every day, he was just going to come with us. I was going to wake up early every morning and then have him with me in the morning while I do some, I don't know, a bit of training downstairs in the gym, or I'll do some online work, or edit some videos, or this was the delusion. This was the idea. This was the illusion I was playing in my head, what life was going to be like having a baby. This was one of my other expectations, but the reality was, he's the boss. He dictates and he governs how our day goes. So we don't even plan that much anymore. We plan stuff around him. We're still more active than the normal parent. Like we take him to the gym when he's good, and we're out all the time, and he's a good boy. What we try to do is, because most parents, no hit on any other, this is not bashing any parents, like you can parent how you want, but most parents kind of like revolve their life around the boss, around their baby, and drop everything. They lose their health, they lose their interests, they lose their passion, they drop everything for the baby. And I don't think that's how you do it. Well, that's not how we're going to do it with our baby in our life. We're gonna bring him into our life, and then instead of us stopping everything, we're gonna try and carry everything on as like per usual, like as much as we can, and then we just have a baby. So me and Sam, we love going for coffees, and we love being outside and going for walks, and we love running, we love training. So now that Isaac's here, how does that look for us? We take him on our walks, we take him to the cafe with us, we've got a running pram. He's only 7 weeks, so we're taking him on runs. We're lucky we've got a gym that allows us to take him to the gym with us. So we take him to the gym. So our life isn't on hold. We're not throwing everything away just for the baby. We're bringing him along the ride with us, and I think this is the best way that you don't lose yourself. You get parents who lose themselves as parents, and they kind of devour everything into the baby. Where I think so how we're doing it is we're bringing them along the ride with us, and we're not. Some people will say, oh, you're neglecting him, he needs to this and nah. We give him so much time. We're bringing him along with us, and that's just how we're going to be doing it. I forgot where I was going with that one. or what I was even talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, the expectations and reality. But one of the, so how I was saying he was going to do this with us, and you know, he was just going to fit into our lives. The reality of that was he's the boss. So for example, yesterday Sam had an online client that she was training, so she had to be, you know, I needed to take him for an hour. So I got home from work and I had him for an hour, and in my head my plan was I was going to take him downstairs and we were going to train together. So I was going to sit him in the corner in his little seat, and I was going to do a quick session with the kettlebell session downstairs while Sam was working. So that was the plan. I was going to go home and do all that, and I got home, he was asleep, which was a good thing, was a good sign. I started my workout, I put the clock on, I was going to do a 10-minute EMOM. So I started my EMOM, I was just going to do some front cyclist squats, VMO squats with a kettlebell, and yeah, go every minute on the minute. And I think I got into like minute 3, and then he started like fussing about. He was awake, and I thought, oh, please stay asleep, please stay asleep. And then by the next set, he was just wouldn't have it. He was stirring heaps. I was trying to like attend to him while I was training, and he just wouldn't settle down and wouldn't stop crying. And I was like, you know what, I'll have to leave it at that. So that was that training down the drain. But that's how it is. And another example, me and Sam, we were gonna go for a walk and then go train at the gym with baby, and we went on the walk. It was all sweet, all settled. Got to the gym and he just wouldn't go down. He would stop fussing. He only stopped fussing if we were holding him. So then we had to like kind of take turns. So I was going to hold him for half an hour, or train Sam done half an hour session, and then we were going to swap. And then that didn't work, and then we were going to go set for set. So then she'll do one set, and then while I hold baby, and then we'll swap around. And yeah, the session wasn't as efficient as we'd hope. But that's just how it is. Your baby has a priority, and your training comes second. With us anyway, baby comes first, as always. Family comes first, and then training came second, and that's how we've had to adjust. With myself, you just have to fit it in, and you just have to try and do as best as you can to fit your life around his needs, but also don't devour yourself and throw everything away for baby. Now the title of this video, I've already had this title in my head, and it's going to be stop using your baby as an excuse. Your baby shouldn't be your excuse, your baby should be your reason why. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I see heaps of parents just using their kids as an excuse. You know, like, oh, I don't have time, I've got kids. This one bugged me a little bit. So I put up a story on Instagram the other day, and I can't remember exactly what it said, but that's what it was. It was a photo of me and Isaac. We were at the gym, and the tag I wrote on the story said, stop using your kids as your excuse, they should be your reason why. And then someone messaged back and said, yeah, well, I hope you have the same energy when your kid is a toddler, or you have 3 kids and one's 5 and one's 6 and one's 8. You know, like this was the thing. So before me and Sam had a baby, we were training all the time, and people would say, and when I put stuff on social media, people would say, well, do you know, you wait until you have kids, then you won't have time to train. Or, you know, like, I don't have time to go and train and do all this because I've got kids and I've got work and I've got other commitments. And I was like, yep, fair enough. I don't know what it's like to have a kid, but now I've got a kid, and we're still training, and we're still eating healthy, and we're still moving as much as we can. We still got time for each other, you know. But now that we've got a kid, it's the other comment was, oh, he's only a newborn, wait until he's a toddler, or, you know, wait until he's past this newborn stage. Until he's a newborn, I'll wait until he's a baby. And then when he's a baby, they're going to say, oh, wait until you have 2 kids. And then you have 2 kids, oh, wait until you have 3 kids. You know, just some people always have an excuse, always have something to say about how you're living your life, and why they're not doing the things they want to be doing, and they're blaming their kids. They're saying that they don't have, they're not, I don't know, they haven't achieved their physical, or they haven't achieved the things that they want to achieve because of their kids. And I think it's just a weak mentality. People are just using their kids as an excuse. But how do me and Sam how do me and Sam get through life without having to use this excuse? We just stop making excuses. We take on responsibility of what the situation is. Like, look, we know we're not going to be training 7 days a week, 2-hour sessions every day, but we're going to try and get something in, even if it's a walk or half an hour. So now most of my sessions, because I want to spend as much time as I can with my son and my darling, I don't want to be spending 2 hours in the gym, or unless I'm with them. I don't want to be going for 2-hour runs or whatever it is. So my time has to be super efficient, and I want to try and be as efficient as I can in the gym. So my sessions, I'm trying to bang them out in 45 minutes, or even if I only get half an hour, I will do what I can to get. I'll do what I can, as much as I can, to get a great session in. And then, even if it's just like a 10-minute EMOM, like everyone's got 10 minutes, you just go in, fucking bang something out, do what you can, and then that's that. And now the other thing which baffles me was, so Sam had a client who was a mum, and she would use her daughter she was the reason why she wasn't eating healthy. Might have been an accident, that's why there's traffic. But this, so her client, this lady would say, my eating's been out, my baby's sick at the moment, so I couldn't eat, have a healthy meal today, which I just found baffling. Yeah, so nowadays it's so easy to eat healthy. You've got all these different companies like Muscle. Like, if you've got the money, which this lady had, you've got Muscle meals that you can just put in the microwave and heat food up. You got all these ready-made meals now, like frozen meals that are so nice, like good macros, low calorie. Like, if you wanted to eat healthy, you can with these meals. But then even that, if you don't have the money, it's still so easy to make a decent, really nice healthy meal and be good with your food. Especially nowadays with the air fryer. Air fryers are so easy to use. Like the one we've got, you just put everything in there, push the buttons, and then voila, your food is ready. You've got a fucking mean meal. That's so nice. So that was another excuse that people would use. They would use their baby as an excuse, their kids as an excuse to why they can't eat healthy, which is baffling. Especially if there's two of you. If there's two of you, one can have the baby and while the other one cooks. Easy. But nah, it's too hard. Wait until you have a toddler and then you can talk to me. Or wait until you have this and wait until you have that. You know what? I'm just tired of people making excuses. Like, people who make excuses really get to me. They just really get under my skin, and I don't know what it is. There's always, and these types of people, they, whatever, any answer that you give them, they'll have an answer back for it. You know what I mean? So you can't win. They've got this victim mentality that they play themselves that, my life is hard. I've got no time. I'm too busy. I've got a baby that I can't do this because of my baby. I can't do that because of my kids, and they just make all these excuses. Just stop making excuses and fucking get after it, man. Make a decision to change your life and go get it and go and get after it, instead of sitting there complaining about how hard your life is. Actually go do something about it. Because, yeah, everyone's got an excuse for anything. Now, even at the start off, it's just, you just go for a 20-minute walk in the morning, even a 10-minute walk, or you make the decision, I'm going to go for walks and I'm going to walk to the mailbox and back. You know, I don't know, anything, just something small, and then you build this habit. It doesn't have to be a full-on 1 hour HIIT session or go to CrossFit class or whatever. It's just building the habit and making a decision to that you're going to change your life and you're going to go get after it and stop being a bitch about it. And you just start little, start with a 10-minute walk, then you build to a 20, and you go, and so on and so on. And you can do this with your baby. You can take your baby on a walk, you can push them in the pram and go for a 30-minute walk with you and your partner. It's so refreshing and so nice, and I love it. Me and Sam, we go for walks all the time, and it's revitalizing, if that's even a word. But it is, it's refreshing after a big day of mahi, when I've just been at work all day. It's nice to de-stress and, you know, go for a hikoi with your whānau and talk about the day and talk about our dreams and our hopes and our plans and all that, all in a walk. And that's you. And if you want to try and get some gym sessions in, go for a 20-minute session. I know everyone doesn't have the luxury of living or having a gym in their garage, which I've just recently got, and I'm so stoked about. But if you don't, you can even just buy a kettlebell, which is what I've done. I've bought a kettlebell, and when I've got a spare 10 minutes or spare 15 minutes, I'll go downstairs, and you can get a solid session in, you know, as much as you can, and for 15 minutes. You just go hard for 15 minutes. And that's that, 15 minutes. Everyone's got 15 minutes. Even if you and your partner take turns. Here's the ultimate hack. You put the air fryer on, beep, beep, beep. It'll cook your dinner in 30 minutes or whatever it is. And then after you've done your 15-minute session, you go up and you have your nice home-cooked meal that you made. You know, it's not hard. But people need to stop making excuses and reasons why their life's so hard. We live in the Gold Coast. For people I deal with, we live in the Gold Coast, man. Like, it's not. We don't have a hard life. There's people way worse, better off, way worse than us, and they can deal with it. So we're pretty privileged in where we live and the circumstances we're in. But you know, you've already been dealt the hands. You just gotta live with them and go roll with the punches and go with it. And I know I've said this so many times, but stop making excuses. No one cares. No one cares how hard your life is. Just go fucking get after it. Anyway, and my little rant about people making excuses about babies, and you can still get after it when with a baby. You know what I keep telling myself is, they should be your reason why. That's just why you should be doing the things that you want to be doing, is for your baby. When my kids grow up, I want them to look at this examples that I'm setting, like look at me and Sam, and then think, fuck, my parents just get after it. Like, that's such a cool. That's a huge push for you, or it's a huge push for me anyway, and it should be one for you. That you want your kids to look at you and just look up to you and be like, man, I'm so proud of my parents, or I'm so, I'm proud that you're my dad. I'm proud that you're my mum. My mum wakes up early to get after it, and whatever she puts her mind to, she goes and does it. Or she looks after herself, she's disciplined, or he gets after it. My dad gets after it every day. And this is what I think about every day, is what example do I want to set for my son? And when things get tough, when you don't really want to be doing something like this anymore, or you don't want to do the session, I just think, what would Isaac want me to do? Would he be proud of the dad I am if I'm gonna fucking bitch out on something? Even if I'm going through a hard session and I think, I'll just do 2 sets, or I'll just do 3 sets. I'm trying to like cheat myself. I'll think, what would Isaac say if he knew that you were quitting? What would he say if he found out his dad was being a quitter, or his dad was bitching out? And then that should make you think, fuck that. Do your set, or do what you said you were going to do. And it'll yeah, it'll come. It'll pay its dues. If you use your kids as your reason why, shit, the possibilities are endless. But yeah, that's my little run about being a new parent. Anyway, that's today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. I'm back. So it's my actually it's the 13th. It's the 13th today, so it's my birthday tomorrow. Woo. My 27th birthday is tomorrow, and I made a little pact with myself. So here's a bit of a side note. So all the greats who've amounted to something, their biggest advice is consistency and hard work, and then just doing that over and over again for such a long time, just putting in the effort for a long time. Now I haven't been consistent in anything longer than, I don't know, let's say a few months. I've never committed to something for years, or for 2 years, and then being able to look back at it and be like, oh, it didn't work for me. So from this day forth, from my 27th birthday, for the next 2 years, I'm going to commit to making one podcast or one YouTube video a week. So that's one YouTube video. It can be whatever it is, but I'm just going to commit to it. Like all the greats like Chris Williamson and Alex Hormozi and all these big timers, they just committed to something for long enough for them to then be like, well, it makes sense that you're good at it because you've done it for so long. So that's the theme that I've noticed, that everyone just, if you just stick at something long enough and you actually put your heart into it, it'll come through and it'll pay off. So this is me, this is day one, this is week one. From this week, every week I'm going to be posting a video on YouTube, whether it's a podcast or a video on whatever it is. It's going to be one video on YouTube every week for the next 2 years till I'm 29, and then when I'm 29 I can, if nothing happens, if nothing comes from it, then at least I gave it a shot. Otherwise, if I keep thinking about it and keep talking about how I want to do this, 2 years will go by and I'm still thinking about it and I'm still talking about what I want to do, but I'm sick of being, I'm not happy, I'm sick of being in the position I am in right now, and I've got a vision of the person I want to be, so I'm going to do the things that person will do. And what would that person be doing? What would that ideal person be doing? He'll be posting regularly on YouTube. So if you want to be the person, you have to do the things that person does. So this is my new life. I'm going to be doing this every week, one video a week for 2 years, and I'm going to use you guys as an accountability, and so I can, and I want to look back in 2 years and think, fuck, I'm so stoked and I'm so glad that I stuck that out and I actually done that. Anyway, that's my new goal. That's my new mission. Is for 2 years I'm going to be so consistent and so relentless and put my all into YouTube, and I'm going to post one YouTube video a week, podcast, YouTube video, what have you. But yeah, so that's it for today's show. Thanks for tuning in. Now, if you guys got any value from it, I know it's been a minute and I haven't been posting as much as I should be, but like I said before, this is it. This is the start of a new era. This is the YouTuber era. I'm just going to give this a good hard crack. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. If you got any value from it, please like and share it with someone who you think would benefit from it. And if you're a first-time parent and you've kind of slipped up a bit and you're kind of going down the slippery slope, this is your sign to stop making that excuse and just go get after it. Not only for yourself, but for your son or for your daughter, for your kid. Do it for them. Mate, do something that'll make them proud, because everyone wants to make their kids proud, and let this be it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.